Hi everybody, welcome back. Today's video I'm going to be going over transactions for week 2 in the month of April. If you're new here, my name's JoJo, and on this channel I share with you our family's journey to financial freedom. For us, that includes paying off debt, investing, and saving. As I mentioned in today's video, I'm going to be doing my week 2 check-in for the month of April. Those include transactions from April 14th to April 20th. Let's go ahead and get started. And I use the EveryDollar app. I'm new to using the EveryDollar app, but so far I am really enjoying it. It's just kind of working out the kinks of transitioning to a new budgeting system. I was using a paper budget and doing paycheck by paycheck. Now using the EveryDollar app, obviously it's electronic and we're doing a monthly budget instead. I've already added all of my transactions over here. We're just going to start at the top with income. The first income that I had was actually our rollover from our March monthly budget. I had forgot to add it over here. I'm just not used to doing the rollover electronically. It was something I was more used to doing on my paper budget, but it does essentially work the same. It's just me getting used to tracking it that way. And this was rollover money to cover our electricity and gas bill and our Hulu subscription. And we do that rollover just so that each month the paychecks are covering a consistent amount of bills. And that was the expected $314.99. The next income that we had was this Fsa reimbursement. And I was really excited about this one. I have a flexible spending account through my work. I'm the only one insured under my work plan because I am part-time and it was more expensive for me to have the family plan with my kids on my insurance with me transitioning to part-time than it was for my husband to have them on his work plan. So this flexible spending account for medical expenses, it only covers my expenses. I had only contributed during the 2021 year. I didn't contribute for 2022. And my work had transitioned to a different account manager for that FSA account. And the new account manager, their app is honestly not as user-friendly as the previous one. Their communication is not as good as the previous one. So I was kind of not sure if I would be able to roll over money or not, but I was able to roll over $466 from the 2021 contributions to use for 2022, which for just me, that should be plenty. And I'd already had 2 medical expenses for 2022. I had just kept the receipts kind of waiting to see if that money would become available, and I'd cash flowed the money at the time that I went to be seen by my doctors, and I was able to be reimbursed, and that was a total of $315. I was so excited to be able to be reimbursed for that money, and that is going to go straight to debt. So we're going to drag it over here to this extra, and that is it for income, but it was a great week. Lots of good things happening there. Next, we'll move down to fixed expenses. The first bill that we have was daycare, and that was its usual $368. Our next bill was our water bill. That I budgeted $30, but it came out at $22.29, which is awesome. Then we had our cell phones. I budgeted $200 and they came out at $197.42. And then there's my continuing education unit subscription that came out as expected at $12. That was it for our bills. Now we'll move down to variable expenses. We'll go ahead and collapse this. We didn't have anything for giving, nothing for savings or investing. Most of those are saved for the end of the month. So now we'll just move down to variable expenses. And I save my split transactions until last. So the first non-split variable expense transaction was some garbage cans. If you guys had watched last check-in, a lot of the Amazon purchases are a mystery to me until I can talk with my husband, because my Mother's Day gift was purchased from Amazon, so I can't go under the order history for the risk of me discovering what my Mother's Day gift surprise is going to be. My kids would be so disappointed if I ruined the surprise. So I'm trying to be good, even though it's driving me crazy, but my husband's been helping me out with letting me know what the Amazon purchases are. So this first one was a couple of garbage cans that I'd purchased. And that was the only non-split household / pets variable expense. Most of the other ones are usually tied into like a big shop at either Costco or Walmart. So those are split there. But that's it for non-split. These next two are going to be coming out of sinking funds. So we'll wait to categorize them until we get to the sinking funds category. We have Smith's, that's a split. This PlayStation game, that's a sinking fund category. So it looks like the next one we're coming to is my husband's spending. And as I've told you guys in the past, a lot of his spending is stopping at either his work market during lunch or gas station stops, things like that. Okay, so I have all of my husband's transactions selected. We'll go ahead and drag those over to him. And the next transaction we have is for gas. My husband had filled up at Maverick, and then I had also filled up at Costco. We usually stop once a week for gas, so those are the only two purchases. And then this next one here, this donuts. So at my gym, there's a lady who bakes healthy donuts. They were so good. My son was at the child watch that they have there, and the lady who does the child watch, she had just restocked the donut cabinet, and my son was eyeballing those donuts. They had a really cute Cookie Monster one and some Easter themed ones. So of course I couldn't help myself, and they had a deal. It was 4 donuts for $13, which is pretty pricey for a donut, but these were some bougie donuts, you guys, and they were delicious. So that comes from the fun money category. That counts for any family outing or eating out for us. Then we'd also rented a movie. We usually have a movie night. We try to watch movies that come from our subscriptions that are free, but every once in a while my daughter wants to watch one, and so we'll just rent it. It's usually like $4 or $5 here or there, but that was $3.99. And that was Monster Family was what she'd watched. Monster Family 2 was for free, but not the Monster Family 1, and it was really cute. It was a lot of fun to watch it. Okay, that is it for the fun money purchases. Then this one right here, this flight. So I am going to be going to a Luke Bryan concert with my girlfriends. It's going to be pretty much a mom's trip, and we're very excited. I mean, we get to go drool over Luke Bryan for a day. But I had to pay for my flight. It's not happening until June, but I have a travel card. We're cashless budgeters, and I have all of my cards linked below if you guys want to see what kind of cards we have or what rewards we take advantage of. The only one I don't think I have listed down there is my Costco card and our Kohl's card, but I don't use those very often. It's usually a Venture card or a Quicksilver card that we use. I use the Venture card and my husband has the Quicksilver card. But I had a little over 200,000 rewards points, which was about $2,000 in travel reimbursement rewards. And the Venture card has a really cool reimbursement where it's called the Erase. And I didn't have to go through their travel booking site. I was able to book my flight through a separate airline to get a better deal than what their site had. But when you go to redeem, you can select through the reimbursement and just select the transactions. They'll pull them up, the ones that are travel related, and the flight came up, of course, but you can use it on Uber drives when you're traveling, hotels, anything that's related to travel, and they'll filter those transactions in, and then you can select and they will reimburse you from your travel miles. So I used $358.97. The reimbursement is still pending, but that's still going to leave us with like $1,600 in travel points. So I did want to just keep track of that, make sure that reimbursement happened, and if it didn't, that purchase was tracked elsewhere. So this is just a placeholder for now, but I'm hoping to be able to erase it. This next transaction was for my daughter. We had purchased something from Minecraft just as an incentive for her doing really well at school, and she had also done some extra chores at home. That was for $4.99, and I actually will get on there and play Minecraft with her. It's kind of fun. We get to go on these little adventures together. Okay, this Family Dollar transaction, that was for some Oreos, so that's going to come from groceries I had made for Easter, because we're not really big cake or pie eaters at my house, so I had made a sort of parfait, pudding parfait, and then used the fake grass and some bunnies and little eggs on top. For my kids, I'll try to remember to link the Pinterest recipe down below, but I pretty much laid everything out: the crushed Oreos, the whipped topping, the chocolate pudding, and the decorations for on top, which was a Peeps bunny, the edible grass, jelly beans, and malt ball eggs. And my kids were able to just build their own parfait. They really enjoyed it, and it wasn't a dessert that we would have lingering in our fridge for very long, like a pie or a cake that we'd have to toss eventually. Okay, that is it for the non-split transactions. This first Amazon one, that's also sinking funds. So we're going to come to the first non-sinking fund split, and that is Smith's. And it looks like it's split between households and groceries. $8 is households. The remaining $16 is groceries. We'll track that. Then Walmart, it's again between household and groceries. $3 is from households. The remaining $85.76 is groceries. There's another Walmart split. $13 of this was household, and the rest of it came from my husband's spending. He needed to purchase some socks and t-shirts, undershirts. So that was $42.88 for his t-shirts and socks. Then here come the mysterious Amazon purchases. I need to clarify with my husband what those are. And this next one is Costco. It is split between groceries, households, and the kids sinking fund. I had purchased some wipe away letter practice and number practice for my son. He's going to be starting kindergarten. He's been doing preschool, but it's just some extra writing practice for him. And then I just needed some cleaning products, and then the rest was grocery stock up stuff. So we'll track all that. And that is it for the variable expenses. We're gonna save the debt for last, because of that extra income I had, I do need to assign that to this debt category. But first we need to reconcile the rest of these transactions. This Amazon one, it was a purchase for birthday party invitations, and then also a part for our motorhome. So that's going to be between holidays and car maintenance. I know that the invitations were about $16, and then the rest, the $52.18, is for the motorhome part. This one is for Mother's Day, so that's going to go through gifts and holidays. This next one was some extra Easter tidbits I picked up. And then I stopped at Smith's to get some little treats to take to my daughter's school. I got a little mini birthday cake for us to have just as a family at home to sing her happy birthday on her actual birthday. And then for her birthday party, she wants to have an ice cream cake. So you guys will see that purchase coming next week. And I also needed to get some more birthday candles. Then I stopped at the Dollar Tree to pick up some wrapping paper to wrap her presents. But yeah, all of that is coming from gifts and holidays. I'm curious to see what this is going to end at. And it is currently at negative $26.57. So what I'm probably going to do is pull $100 from electronics, because this one, we really don't have any big electronic purchases. I would like to have a new computer, but the one I have now is still chugging along, and it's an old Dell computer, you guys. It's not the best, but it is still doing the job that I need it to do. So I'm not really too focused on increasing our electronics. We just got some new cell phones about 5 months ago when we changed to a new cell phone provider. So we're not really needing a lot out of this sinking fund. So probably what I'll do is steal $100 from this $200 and assign that to gifts and holidays to keep that one in the positive. Then I'd gone to Target. My son has just been growing like a weed. He needed some new shoes. And then this one was my husband had purchased a PlayStation game, and that will come from his sinking fund. And it looks like that made it go negative $13.46. I'm not really sure how I'm going to address that yet. I'm just going to leave it as the negative value, because as a whole, our sinking funds would not be negative. It's just that one category that is. There are a couple of options I can do. We can either cash flow that negative amount with the April budget, or I can just kind of let it ride and wait for money to be added to this category, which I'm not really sure what I want to do with that yet. So we'll just leave it that way for now. And these lingering transactions are ones that I either need to wait to talk with my husband or wait for reimbursement from our venture card. Now what we get to go to the fun part, which is some debt payoff. And so what I'm going to do is add it over here. It is going to be the $315, and that is as extra debt. I'm going to go ahead and just track it here. Now what I'll do is move you guys over to my debt tracker, and that is an Excel document I have. Okay, you guys, here we are at my debt tracker. We're focusing right now on my student loan. It's housed within our HELOC. We do a velocity banking strategy to pay off our amortized interest loans. The minimum payment is $500. So once I know the interest at the end of the month, I can add that in, and this formula is built to add in the interest and then subtract the minimum payment. But what I'm going to do for now is put in this extra amount, that $315, which this is kind of fun to see. We don't ever pay more than $300 in interest. That's the beauty of using the velocity banking strategy. Since I did pull extra money to apply towards our house, our interest has actually gone up. But just seeing this with making the minimum payment and the extra money we've already applied for the month, we will hit another milestone. We'll be down to $18,000. Which is awesome. I just made it to under 20,000, and being in the teens, I feel like the debt payoff is going to go so much faster now. So that's really exciting to see. We did also get our solar panels flipped over. We're no longer on the grid for our electricity company. Our solar panels will be supplying all of our energy needs, but that did not happen until last Thursday. So for next month, I expect that there will still be some electricity bill that we owe our energy company, and our payment to our solar panels does start at the end of this month. It's going to be on April 27th. That minimum payment is $127.72. I don't know the interest yet, but our interest rate is 1.991. The beginning balance is $40,700, but the actual interest portion is $30,118. How it works with solar panels is you get a tax reimbursement. So next year when we file our taxes, the loan company is not going to charge us interest on the amount we're expected to get reimbursed for taxes, which is a little over $10,000. So as soon as we get our tax refund, we'd apply the reimbursement amount for our clean energy to our loan, and then that would bring our loan balance down to the $30,118 portion. That has now been updated. It is disappointing to see that our debt amount has increased, but honestly, the solar panels, I know in the long run, this is going to save us money. It's going to replace a portion of our electricity and gas bill. Now it's only going to be a gas bill, and with how the legislation has changed in my state, I know that our electricity bills are going to be increasing a lot over the next 3 years. So I'm really glad to have had this. I feel like it was a smart move for us, and not all debt to me is considered bad debt. I think it's just what has changed for me is that we were always so willing to finance anything and everything if we could afford the minimum payment. We never shopped around. We shopped around for a lot of different solar panel companies, and we never took time to kind of think about that big purchase. We always just went more based on our emotions rather than trying to be more objective about it. So I do feel really good about this purchase, and that is going to be where I'm leaving this video, you guys. I hope you are having a wonderful April. I hope you had a lovely Easter, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.